Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're diving straight into the heart of India's news cycle for February 27, 2025.
Okay, sounds good.
And to help us kind of break it all down, we've got two incredible perspectives with us today.
Yeah, happy to be here.
First, we have a seasoned newspaper reporter, someone who, can spot a headline-grabbing story before the ink even dries.
That's right. And today's news is definitely full of those.
And balancing us out with that big picture view, we have a primetime news anchor who's used to, connecting the dots on the stories that matter most to everyone.
Absolutely. And I'm seeing some fascinating connections already, just glancing at today's lineup.
Well, let's jump right in because we have a lot to cover.
Yeah.
We've got a Bollywood blockbuster battling some real-life flames,
Oh, wow.
a potential healthcare revolution brewing thanks to AI, and a cricket upset that's got everyone talking.
Yeah, where should we begin?
I think...
So many good stories.
I know, right? Where should we begin?
Let's start with that drama unfolding in Delhi. A fire breaking out during a screening of Chava.
Oh, my goodness.
Talk about adding fuel to the fire of a hit film.
Right. And luckily no one was hurt, but it's so ironic considering the film's plot revolves around a warrior facing his own trials by fire.
It's almost too perfect, isn't it?
It is.
But, I'm sure the producers aren't complaining.
Right.
This incident is only going to amplify the buzz surrounding Chava, which is already a box office juggernaut.
I was just going to say that 350 crore and counting,
Wow.
Vicky Kaushal is on a roll.
Yeah, he is.
But while Java deals with fictional flames, there's a real revolution brewing in the pharmaceutical industry. And this time, it's AI that's igniting the change.
Now, this is where things get interesting.
Yes.
Pharma companies are harnessing the power of AI to potentially slash drug development timelines and costs.
Right.
We're talking a process that normally takes years and billions of dollars.
And it's not just hype either. Parexel, a major player in the field, has an AI model that's churning out drug safety reports 30 to 45 minutes faster than manual efforts.
Wow, that's amazing.
Imagine what that kind of efficiency could mean for discovering new treatments.
It's a potential game changer, especially for tackling diseases that have baffled researchers for decades.
For sure.
However, there's a shadow looming over this progress.
Oh.
Remember those proposed tariffs on Indian pharma imports from the U.S. we discussed earlier?
Oh, right. Trump's back in the picture with that America First agenda.
Yeah.
It's creating a lot of uncertainty for major Indian companies like Dr. Reddy's, who rely heavily on exports to the U.S. market.
It's a classic case of politics directly impacting global trade.
Yeah.
These tariffs could have a ripple effect on drug prices and availability worldwide.
Definitely something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, let's take a break from the serious stuff and step into the thrilling world of cricket, where an unexpected victory is sending shockwaves through the Champions Trophy.
Yes. Afghanistan's stunning upset over England.
Who could have predicted that?
I know.
It's a testament to the growing strength of Afghan cricket on the international stage.
It really is.
Ibrahim Zadran's record-breaking 177 runs.
Wow.
Talk about a performance for the history books. And on the flip side, England's star players, like Phil Salt and Harry Brook, completely flocked.
It's a reminder that in sports, just like in life, nothing is guaranteed.
Right.
1 minute you're at the top of your game and the next you're facing a crushing defeat.
Oof.
This upset definitely shakes up the tournament dynamics.
Speaking of shakeups, back in the business world, we've got a situation brewing that's raising questions about the human cost of technological advancement.
Oh.
Over 300 trainees were recently let go by Infosys, a major IT firm, and the nascent information technology employees, Senate or NITES, not happy about it.
NITES is an advocacy group that fights for the rights of IT workers.
Yes.
And they're accusing Infosys of unfair treatment.
Yeah.
It's a complex issue, especially when you consider the rapid rise of AI and its potential to disrupt traditional job roles.
Infosys claims they've provided support to the laid-off trainees, but NITES isn't backing down.
Really?
They're threatening protests and demanding a fairer approach to managing this workforce transition.
This situation raises a crucial question.
What's that?
How do we ensure that technological progress doesn't come at the expense of workers? It's a challenge that's only going to intensify as AI becomes more prevalent across various industries.
It's a debate that needs to happen and fast.
I agree.
But let's move on to something a bit more spiritual, shall we?
Sure.
After 6 weeks and a staggering 650 million devotees, the Maha Kumbh Mela has come to an end.
Wow.
Imagine the logistics of managing such a massive gathering, especially on the final day, with 13 million people congregating along the riverbanks.
Oh my goodness.
It's a testament to the power of faith and the dedication of those involved in organizing this event.
For sure.
It's also a fascinating example of how ancient traditions continue to thrive in our modern world.
Yeah, I agree.
But while millions were finding solace in their faith, Donald Trump was busy unveiling a controversial new plan to attract wealth and talent to the U.S.
Oh yeah, the gold card citizenship plan.
Yes.
It's essentially a fast track to U.S. citizenship for wealthy foreign investors. And now it's been extended to include Indian graduates from U.S. universities.
Trump is touting it as an economic miracle, claiming it'll generate trillions of dollars to help pay off the national debt. But critics argue that it's just a way to cater to the wealthy, further widening the gap between the haves and have-nots.
It's certainly a bold move and one that's bound to spark debate both in the U.S. and in India.
For sure.
Will it be an economic boon or a recipe for inequality? Only time will tell.
Speaking of unpredictable events, a 5.0 magnitude earthquake struck Assam earlier today,
Oh no.
with tremors felt across the state. Thankfully, there are no reports of casualties or major damage yet.
Okay, that's good.
Assam's location makes it particularly vulnerable to seismic activity. So this is a reminder of the importance of earthquake preparedness and resilient infrastructure.
Yeah, you're right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, down south in Tamil Nadu, the political landscape is heating up with a war of words between the BJP and the ruling DMK party.
It's election season, so these political clashes are to be expected.
Right.
Amit Shah, the Union Home Minister, launched a scathing attack on the DMK, accusing them of corruption and misgovernance.
And of course, the DMK fired back, defending their record and accusing the BJP of similar transgressions.
It's a classic political showdown.
It is.
And it's likely to escalate as we get closer to the elections.
Definitely something to watch.
For sure.
But now for a story that's caught everyone off guard.
Oh. What's that?
Avian influenza, or bird flu as it's commonly known,
Yeah.
has been detected in domestic cats in India for the first time.
Wow. Really?
That's right, and it's causing concern among scientists.
Yeah.
The H5N1 virus, typically found in birds, has now jumped to mammals, raising the specter of a potential pandemic if it were to mutate further.
This highlights the interconnectedness of human, animal, and environmental health. It's a stark reminder that viruses can evolve and spread in unpredictable ways.
And with that sobering thought, let's shift our focus to the global stage, where India is looking to strengthen ties with Europe amidst a turbulent geopolitical landscape.
Okay.
European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen is about to embark on a 2-day visit to India, and the agenda is packed.
Sounds like it.
Trade, connectivity, technology, and security are all on the table.
Wow.
India is keen to boost trade and investment with Europe, aiming for an EU-India free trade agreement and deeper cooperation on technology and defense.
It's a strategic move for both sides.
Yes.
The EU is looking to diversify its partnerships and counter the growing influence of China, while India is seeking to strengthen its position as a global power.
This visit could have significant implications for the future of EU-India relations.
Okay.
It'll be fascinating to see what concrete agreements emerge from these discussions.
Definitely.
But for now, I think it's time to
Take a breather.
take a breather.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot of ground, from Bollywood fires to global partnerships, and there's still so much more to unpack.
Can't wait.
Stick with us, because when we come back, we'll delve deeper into these headlines and explore the potential implications for India and the world.
Sounds good.
All right, see you soon.
So much happening in India today, isn't there? It's almost like a snapshot of a nation in motion, embracing the future while holding on to its traditions.
I like that, India in motion.
Yeah.
And it seems like that motion is picking up speed, especially when you look at the role technology is playing.
Yeah.
We talked about AI revolutionizing pharma, but it's also at the heart of that Infosys controversy.
It's a double-edged sword, isn't it? The potential benefits are huge, but we can't ignore those anxieties surrounding job displacement.
Yeah, for sure.
What stood out to you about the NITES response?
Well, their willingness to fight for the rights of those trainees is admirable. It's easy to get swept up in the excitement of innovation, but we need voices like NITES to remind us of the human cost of progress.
Absolutely, and this isn't just an Indian issue, it's a global one. As AI and automation become more sophisticated, we need to find ways to ensure that everyone benefits from these advancements, not just a select few.
Right. Speaking of global issues, let's talk about Trump's gold card plan. It's interesting how he's now targeting Indian graduates from U.S. universities.
Yeah.
Almost seems like a brain drain strategy.
It's certainly a clever way to tap into India's vast pool of skilled professionals. But you have to wonder, what's the long-term impact on India? Will this lead to a shortage of talent in key sectors?
It's a valid concern.
Yeah.
And on the other side of the coin, will this influx of highly skilled immigrants truly benefit the U.S. economy? Or will it lead to further wage suppression and job competition for American workers?
There are so many layers to this story. It's not just about economics. It's about global competition for talent immigration policies and the future of work itself.
It's almost like a microcosm of the forces shaping our world today. Globalization, technological disruption, and the constant push and pull between nations.
Exactly. But let's shift gears for a moment and talk about that earthquake in Assam.
Yeah.
While it thankfully didn't cause major damage this time, it's a stark reminder of India's vulnerability to natural disasters.
Especially in a region like Assam, which is prone to seismic activity. It highlights the need for robust infrastructure, early warning systems, and disaster preparedness plans. We can't control nature, but we can certainly mitigate the risks.
And speaking of managing risks, let's circle back to that avian influenza story. The fact that this virus has now jumped from birds to cats in India is concerning, to say the least.
It raises the specter of a potential pandemic, especially if the virus mutates further and becomes more easily transmissible between humans. Scientists are rightly calling for increased surveillance and proactive measures to contain the spread.
This is where global cooperation becomes crucial.
Yes.
We need to share information, resources, and expertise to effectively track and manage outbreaks like this. No country can afford to be complacent when it comes to infectious diseases.
I completely agree. It's a reminder that in today's interconnected world, our health and well-being are inextricably linked.
It really is.
But let's lighten the mood for a moment and talk about something a little less ominous, that Bollywood fired during the Chahava screening.
Oh, yeah.
Ironic, isn't it?
Very.
A film about a warrior facing trials by fire experiences a real-life fire incident. You have to wonder if this unexpected publicity stunt will boost ticket sales even further.
Stranger things have happened. And speaking of unexpected turns of events, who could have predicted Afghanistan's stunning victory over England in the Champions Trophy?
I know, it was amazing. It was a David versus Goliath scenario, and
Yeah.
David emerged victorious.
Wow.
Ibrahim Zadran's performance was simply breathtaking, and it sends a clear message: Afghan cricket is a force to be reckoned with.
That's for sure.
It's a testament to their resilience and determination, and a reminder that in sports, anything is possible. England, on the other hand, needs to do some serious soul-searching after this defeat.
They definitely need to regroup and figure out what went wrong. Complacency can be a team's downfall, especially in a high-stakes tournament like this.
And while those cricket battles are playing out on the field, there's a different kind of battle brewing in Tamil Nadu's political arena. Amit Shah's attack on the DMK was certainly fiery, and TKS Alangavan's rebuttal was equally sharp.
It's all part of the game, especially in the lead up to an election. Both sides are trying to sway public opinion and gain an advantage.
Yeah.
But beneath the rhetoric, there are real issues at stake here: corruption, governance, and the future direction of the state.
It'll be interesting to see how this political drama unfolds in the coming months. But let's zoom out for a moment and consider the broader context of Ursula von der Leyen's visit to India.
This is a significant development, especially in light of the shifting geopolitical landscape. Both the EU and India are looking to strengthen their partnership and navigate a world that's becoming increasingly multipolar.
It's a strategic alliance with potential benefits for both sides. India gains access to European markets and technology, while the EU gains a valuable partner in a region of growing economic and strategic importance.
This visit could be a turning point in EU-India relations. I'm particularly interested in seeing what agreements, if any, are reached on issues like trade, technology transfer, and defense cooperation.
It's a complex relationship with a lot of moving parts, but there's no doubt that this visit holds a lot of potential. And speaking of potential, let's take a moment to reflect on the Maha Kumbh Mela, an event that brought together over 650 million people in a celebration of faith and tradition.
It's a staggering number, isn't it?
It is.
It's a testament to the enduring power of religious belief and the deep cultural roots that continue to shape India's identity.
It's also a reminder that amidst all the change and turmoil in the world, there are certain constants that provide a sense of continuity and meaning.
Absolutely. And with that thought, I think it's time for us to wrap up this segment of the deep dive. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the microscopic world of viruses to the global stage of international relations.
It's been a fascinating journey, and we've only scratched the surface. But before we sign off, we want to leave you with some final thoughts on what these stories mean for India's future. Stay tuned for our concluding segment. Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We've journeyed through, the highs and lows of India's news cycle, and now it's time to step back and consider what it all means.
It's been quite a ride, hasn't it? From Bollywood fires to political showdowns, from AI breakthroughs to the specter of a pandemic, India is facing a whirlwind of change and challenges.
It's almost like we're witnessing a nation in transition,
Yeah.
grappling with its past, embracing the future, and finding its place on the global stage.
And that's what I find so fascinating about covering India.
Mhm.
It's a country of contradictions, complexities, and just boundless potential.
For our listeners out there, what do you think are the biggest takeaways from today's headlines? What should they be paying attention to as these stories unfold?
Well, I think that Infosys situation is a really good microcosm of a much larger trend that we're seeing play out across the world.
Okay.
This tension between technological advancement and job security. It's a reminder that we need to be proactive in addressing the social and economic implications of AI and automation.
We can't just assume that everyone will benefit from these advancements.
Right.
We need to invest in education retraining programs, social safety nets, to ensure that no one is left behind.
Absolutely. And on the global front, Ursula von der Leyen's visit to India is a significant development. It's a sign that both the EU and India are recognizing the importance of forging these strategic partnerships in an increasingly uncertain world.
It's a reminder that India is no longer content to be a passive player on the world stage.
Yeah.
It's seeking to assert its influence, secure its economic interests, and build alliances that will help it navigate, the challenges of the 21st century.
And those challenges are many. We've talked about the potential for a pandemic, the political tensions within India, and the economic uncertainties created by these global trade disputes.
But amidst all of this, there's also a sense of optimism. Think about the Maha Kumbh Mela, an event that brought together millions of people in a shared expression of faith and tradition.
It's a testament to the enduring power of culture and belief, a reminder that even in a rapidly changing world, there are certain constants that provide a sense of grounding and continuity.
And for me, that's the enduring image I'm taking away from today's deep dive. India is a nation in motion navigating the complexities of modernity while holding on to its rich cultural heritage. It's a journey that's full of challenges and opportunities, and it's one that we'll be following closely in the days, weeks, and months to come.
It's been a pleasure joining you on this exploration of India's news landscape.
The pleasure was all mine. And to our listener, thank you for joining us on the deep dive. We hope you've gained some valuable insights into the forces shaping India today. Stay curious, stay informed, and we'll see you next time for another deep dive into the news that matters.